Hello. Um, I would like to ask Divine Mother and Mary Magdalene about insecurity. Insecurity that I can fulfill this goal that I have. Insecurity that I can receive money on a regular basis for what I do. It's like stopping every action is this like fear that I would label insecurity. So I would like them to speak on that. Thank you always for being there. I'm speaking to them. Thank you, Divine Mother and Mary Magdalene, for being in my heart all the time. I feel you with me all the time. And I don't feel, I don't know if I'm doing a good job because I'm getting no, Adrian, thank you so much, Adrian, for being a reflective mirror of encouragement in all this. But I don't know if I'm getting anywhere. I'm getting anywhere. I'm seeing magic, but I have to see. So I have an insecurity, and I know you don't want me to feel better because of what I see on the outside, but I could use some guidance on this topic. Dear Kelly, thank you for joining with us. It's a partnership. It's a give and take. It's a win-win. It's a back and forth. We're merging disassociated parts from traumatized past experience, which means we're healing. When we can talk to each other, we're healing fragments of mind, because we are also the guidance for everybody. We are guiding everybody, whether you guys are channeling or not. We're talking to you. We're sending you blessings, and then your Holy Spirit arranges what it looks like for you. So we're with all of you energetically. We're hovering around you. And when you guys are challenged by problems and mistakes and distractions and temptations and all of that, it's a journey. It's a journey. It's a journey. And we don't want you to feel urgent about fixing the journey. That's not what we're saying. We're saying it's going to feel great and it's going to be a lot of fun if you apply these concepts to your life. You're going to start feeling the ground solid underneath you. You're going to have clarity of vision because you understand what you're looking at. You understand, you can discern between what has value and what doesn't have value. And when you have clarity and direction, and you know what you want because you've thought about it enough and you've explored enough that you know exactly what you want, because you don't waste your time focusing on other things. You focus on what's important to you. And you recognize that when people are trying to pull your attention and your energy and your happiness away from what brings you joy, and they try to ask you to focus on them, well, it's the challenge. That's the challenge, because everybody's looking for love and acceptance. Okay? And everybody's selling it too. So you've got to discern whether you're buying the version of love and acceptance that reinforces your concept of self-love, or does it reinforce the concept of you've got to work really hard to make someone happy. So it's a process of discernment. And as you see the patterns around you, you see the patterns inside you, you start figuring it out, and then you're ready to see the more uncomfortable, more difficult, more subtle, more hidden things. And that's where the work can get bumpy. So channeling is a tool that can bring peace. And the more that you seek it and want it, and the more you practice it, the easier your problems become. But then you become prepared for more subtle problems that require more focus and attention and earlier anticipation of things. So you're going to be trained to be a more and more disciplined acutely aware human. So don't rush it. You're not going to come to an end. You don't fix things on a spiritual path. You learn to listen, and you learn to integrate, and you learn to hold integrity, and you learn how to see how you're contributing to the challenges in your life. That's where your power is. What if you're wrong? What if I'm wrong? That's the most powerful thing anybody can say in the English language. What if I'm wrong? Because that opens up the possibility of something beyond what your ego understands. Your ego is keeping you within the realm of what it knows. And if you want to expand into a new version of yourself, you've got to be willing to say, what if I'm wrong? What if I have to change? What if things are going to get uncomfortable for me to get to that higher version? Okay, how ready am I for things to get uncomfortable? Okay, that's the dialogue that matters. Are you comfortable for the right reasons? Are you taking a break after working hard and you're comfortable? Or do you wake up thinking, how can I be comfortable today? How can I build a foundation of comfort in my life? Or how can I help others today? Okay. For a while you're traumatized by all the brainwashing you're realizing you went through and you feel the trauma of that, yeah, comfort's important for the healing journey, for the healing part of all of this. And then it's just going to be true that the comfort doesn't feel good anymore. You don't need it anymore. And you're going to start feeling pulled in a direction of expansion. And you already have the discernment figured out now. You have the discernment. So now when you do feel that energy come back, because you've rested, you can't rest forever. You're not going to rest forever. That's a lie. Nobody's going to go get on unemployment and stay there happily for the rest of their life. Okay. No, just rest. Rest as long as you need to. Take a sabbatical. Why is it okay to be a sabbatical and it's not okay to be on island time? Take your sabbatical on island time. That's what I did. I'm taking a sabbatical between adult life phases, going from one phase to another. I got to completely change who I am. That's what the lawyer said. That was the most brilliant thing I got out of her. She goes, you're not going to be the same kind of mom you were. I think she has said that to enough women, and they look at her like she's some sort of genius. I almost hired her for saying that. She wanted me to get a job though, and I was like, I can't do that. I would be giving up on myself if I did that. That's what I think. Anyway, see, I'm not channeling again. I went back to talking. Okay. Divine Mother, you guys are not as strict with me right now. It's because we're compassionate, Kelly. We're compassionate, and we understand that you are mending. You're mending the bruises and the wounds of trying to carry everybody else's stuff who didn't value your independent experience. And that's what happens in a slavery society. We don't care about how the slaves feel, because socially it's acceptable to, well, what are you going to do? Right? But everyone's feelings matter. Everyone's. But your power, okay, we've got empathy for everyone, right? By the way, I'm sorry, I gotta tell someone. I don't know who to tell these things to, but the song Tiny Dancer by Elton John, listen to those lyrics. Listen to those lyrics. Who do you think he's singing about? Lights on the highway, the boulevard ain't that bad, but he's obviously talking about a child. So it's right there in front of our faces. And everyone's just going along with it. Oh, what does it take for us to say it's not okay to go along with shit anymore? That's what they told me. Divine Mother, are you the one who told me that? When you're willing to protect your innocence at all costs, even if it means torture or pain. You protect your innocence by doing the right thing, even when you're threatened. That's when you pass the test of being human, because the only reason you would do that is you understand the value of love, you know? So that's kind of the wisdom that we're watching in you humans. We're watching for you to choose someone else over yourself, but not because for the right reason, you know. Anyway, someone who survives child slavery, they've done that. So, yeah, it's hard to accept that you are in a brainwashing system. It's complicated. It's got to hit you a few times before you're like, oh God, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing that I've been brainwashed. Nobody wants to see it. But, oh my gosh. So, Kelly, you're learning firsthand the kind of compassion that you're going to need to have with others going through this. It's going to take time. It's going to take more time than you want it to take. Nobody's patient. And all this stuff requires patience. And you're going to discover on your journey to figure out patience how much longer you can wait for stuff. You think you can't wait, you can wait. It's part of the learning to wait. Be patient. Enjoy the anticipation of it. Build the anticipation of it. The more time you have to build the anticipation of something, the more detail you can put into that manifestation. It hasn't happened yet. What do you want it to look like, Kel? What do you want it to look like? When things start moving really fast, what direction do you want it to go? You've got to build it in your mind. Okay? I feel like they want it to go really fast right up front. That's why they're waiting. They're waiting for all the other light workers that are on the same strategy as I, like it's a war. Like they're taking down the deep state. Okay? There's a galactic war going on, and we're watching it unfold on Earth, but they're actually ETs from other planets that are, you know, also parallel up there. And